your question. I see somebody has their hand up already. Somehow I'm not seeing the option. It's already recording, but I want to record it to my computer. Marina, is there a reason why I wouldn't be able to just record this to my computer also? I can, right?
You can host. You should.
Somehow I'm not seeing the option. It's already recording, but I can hear myself in the past. Oh, here we go. Got it. Okay.
Yes, a little bit change my setting.
Okay. Oh, I see. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. That was weird to hear my own voice. I mean, I hear it all the time. Okay, you're up. I see someone has their hand up. I'm going to get in the English channel. So this looks like I may need some Chinese interpretation, please.
感恩尼克老师给我机会提问。我想一个是想我问的是，跟格西老师申请一下，是否可以用那个蓝莲花就是做成那个项链来卖。卖的话，这样有钱还可以捐给经典。还有一个就是有一颗菩提心，那个手捧着好多个星球的那个掌中解脱的那个图片，我想用这两个图片，申请一下，是否可以用这两个图片做成项链？
Make sure my translator has a chance to translate that. I only caught a couple words.
感谢。第一个是我想就是格西老师教授的有一个蓝莲花嘛，蓝莲花的这个图片，还有一个就是手捧着那个很多个星球的那个图片，就是菩提心的那个。我想用这两个图片来做一个创意的项链，然后刚好这些买的人也可以接触到有链接的赚了钱之后也可以捐给老师的经典项目。我用智慧结合实践商业当中实践践行。感恩尼克老师，看是否申请是否被允许，如果不允许我就用其他的方式，如果允许那就万分感恩。还有一个我想服装的名字，想尼克老师给我的服装品牌取个名字，实践智慧。感谢尼克老师。
Oh, okay. All right. So you produce clothing. That's awesome. You're a clothing designer. So I really appreciate, I respect.
对，我是在保护生命的衣服，纯植物的就是不用桑蚕丝，不用皮质不用聚酯纤维、塑料的。我看到这些都不健康，我想把保护生命这一课用到服装、吃饭、生活当中。感恩尼克老师。
Okay. Cool. Very cool. That's amazing. All right. Well, for a name, I'll probably have to think about it, but let me see if anything comes to me. And your question about publishing books and creating merchandise, I think if you want to create a necklace or anything like that, yeah, that's amazing. Absolutely. For a book, let's always check with Rosa.
没有书，只有项链。
Not. Oh, yeah, great. Amazing. I thought he also said a book. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, do it. That sounds awesome. Just make sure that whatever you sell isn't, outlawed by your country. Just make sure it obeys the rules of your country. I think it sounds really
感恩
good.
老师，
Yeah. Okay. 感谢
感恩老师。
All right. And I'll think about a name, okay? If something comes to me, I will tell you. But why not ahimsa or something like that, like, you know, no harm, something simple and sweet.
对，
But you know, it's your project, so you think of what you think of will be good. Just think of something that sounds beautiful to you and also badass and cool. Okay, Maria asked a question here. I'm going to read the next question. If anger,
感恩老师，感恩。
this one says, if anger is a driver for positive change, does it create negative seeds? Why do we label anger as a negative emotion if it is also empty? I like this question. If anger is a driver for positive change. So we have to really philosophically try to analyze this question. And I don't know that the answer is black and white or simple. So first we have to ask the question, and I'm not saying I know the answer, okay? Could anger truly be a driver for positive change? Maybe. Like if we feel anger and direct it toward our mental afflictions, if we direct anger toward our negative emotions, could that be a driver or a force for positive change? I think so. And in that case, could anger maybe does not plant negative seeds? Yeah, I personally, I think so. I think that if you skillfully take the anger in your mind, like if you're feeling anger, and instead of directing that anger toward the world, toward the outside world, and you let it be anger toward negativity or toward misunderstanding in general, then I would say that is no longer anger as a poison. That's no longer a poison. That's no longer, wheel of life anger. So I would say if your anger is directed toward either misunderstanding or other negative emotions, then I would say it's not a negative seed. If your anger is directed toward a person, including and especially maybe yourself, as Kading just pointed out, but if your anger is directed toward somebody, then I think it's a negative seed. Or even if it's directed toward a thing, it's a negative seed because it's a strong emotion, right? And so it creates powerful seeds. So I have a battery right here for some reason. If the battery died and then I get mad at the battery, oh, stupid battery, and then I throw it, I get mad at the battery. Is that a bad seed? I would say absolutely. It's a bad seed. Even is not a person, but if I think that there's some power in the battery to bring me happiness, if the battery didn't die, then my headphones will still work, then I get so mad when the battery dies. Then I believe that the real power is inside the battery. So that anger is fueled by misunderstanding. However, if I have a bad day or, an argument with somebody, And instead of getting mad at that person or getting mad at myself, I'm just like, I am so fed up with this whole situation of, planting bad seeds, and then people are mean to me, and then I'm mean and I plant more bad seeds. And I am so sick of it. I'm so tired of this, I want to finish with it. That kind of attitude, I think, is the only healthy kind of anger. So, and I'm not saying I have mastered this. I personally, especially in these days, there's a lot of problems in my country, and I feel toward people, personally. I feel justified in the moment. I feel quite justified in my anger toward my fellow citizens of my country, some of them. And I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's good, because they just want to be happy just like me, and they have their ways of going about it, which I think are wrong. But at the end of the day, we're all in the same boat. We're just trying to make the best out of this suffering life. So I think even what sometimes appears to be justified anger is not a good idea. I think it still plants bad seeds. And then the second part of your question was, why do we label anger as a negative emotion if it is empty? So this kind of question, I want to address it because it's an important part of studying this philosophy. This thing right here, I also have glue, okay? This is glue. I label it as glue. It's empty, it's empty. But if I open this cap and I put the glue, this is very powerful glue. If I put it on my fingers will stick together. And it would take like a long time for me to get the glue off my skin. And it's very nasty. And it's empty and it's sticky, because that is how it functions. And anger functions as a negative emotion. So, because that is what it is. It's empty. Things function because they're empty. They are empty of functioning from their own side. And so but that doesn't mean that they don't function. So anger functions very much the same way that this glue functions. This glue will make my fingers stick together. Anger will make me stick to samsara. Okay? It just works that way. That is what it is. And it's because of my negative seeds that I have anger. So just because something's empty doesn't mean it's not real. And so anger is just like everything else. It's a part of our world. And it has a conventional or deceptive existence, just like everything else. Anger, glue, batteries, pens, iPhones. My dog is empty, but he's still a good dog. See what I mean? I hope you understand. Okay, here's another question. Let me see, did I miss one? No, good, okay. When we do coffee meditation, do we need to meditate on the makeup activities I did in the fourth power in the practice of the 4 powers? You don't need to, but if you do, that's awesome. That's all. If you did the whole 4 powers and you did the makeup activity, you did the whole thing, you're awesome. Like, heck yeah. Congratulations to you. Pat yourself on the back. You can totally celebrate for how cool you are that you did the 4 powers and that you did the 4th power. Even if you just did the first power, you like remembered emptiness, you can coffee meditate about that. You know, if you find yourself doing that every day, once a day, once a week, once a month, that's pretty damn special. So yeah, that's awesome. But you don't have to. You can coffee meditate on any good thing you do ever. Is that a good answer? Now, the second part of your question. I still have anger towards my mom because of her actions and behaviors. I want to get rid of this. How should I do it? Yeah, this is tough. And this is going to be different for different people and for different situations. And you may never be able to get rid of the anger, and that's okay. That's okay. We're just humans doing our best. First of all, my personal experience and recommendation, if you're trying to let go of anger towards somebody, first of all, is be tough and be willing to sit and feel it. Okay. And so you don't direct it toward anybody, but just be willing to feel it. Okay. That's that anger. That's what that feels like. And just, it's going to hurt. That's my experience. So just but it will lose power if you allow yourself to feel it. That's my experience. Okay. That is not like necessarily Dharma wisdom. Okay. This is me, Nick, sharing my personal experience of how I've let go of anger. At first, I had to be willing to feel it and really acknowledge that it's there. Then once you feel it, it starts to lose some power, then you can get control of it. If you don't acknowledge it, it controls you. It's controlling your thoughts. Once you can face it, you can come face to face, then you can become the driver of the emotion. Then for my personal method to start to eliminate anger is what I was saying before, which is like try to remember that everybody's doing their best, even if their best totally sucks, and some people, it can be really bad. But everybody's in this same boat of trying to find happiness in the kind of a messed up world. Like things are broken here. Most people don't know about seeds and the seed system, or the true nature of reality. Most people haven't even had an explanation, so they don't know how to find happiness. They don't know how to treat other people. They don't necessarily have any ethical guidelines to help support them. And we see this reflected at every level of all of our societies. So sometimes the way that I let go of my anger is to remember that they're just trying to be happy and they're working with a broken system. And that usually gives me some compassion for them. And then I can start to dissipate my anger. So that's often my method is first I come face to face with the anger, confront the anger face to face, which is hard. And then the power of the anger dissipates, gets less. Then I'm in control. Then I'm like, okay, I see. Then I can say, okay, let me think about this clearly. They're just trying to be happy. And then I try to have compassion. And little by little, we can let our anger go. But it's a difficult process of letting go. Let me see what else. That's it. All right. Cool. I don't know. Let go. Maybe your clothing brand could be called Feng Song. Let go. That's I'm just messing around. I know that's a very common word, so it might be silly.
非常好，尼克老师，很好，
不敢
很好，非常
不敢
酷，感恩尼克老师，感恩天使老师的
I hear,
教
I
授。
hear.
可以，
我听，谢谢你。你们有问题吗？You guys have more questions, problems, fun stories. I like these kind of questions, by the way. You can, oh, how does Tonglen work? Oh my gosh. I should have just retired. So, when you do Tonglen, oh, by the way, I see many people write my name like this, Nike. That's a kind of sneaker, okay? That's not my name is this one. Just so you know. Just so you know. Because many people also write my name like this. But this is this. Okay. And I am not Tim, okay? You see, gray beard. Many people think I'm Tim, and people think Tim is me, but I'm Nick. Okay, I'm stalling because the Tonglen question is tough. Okay. How does Tonglen work? So the mechanics of the meditation are you imagine a rose and a diamond in your heart. And the rose is your compassion, and the diamond is your wisdom. And in a special moment in the meditation, I think everybody knows the meditation, but I just describe briefly, okay? At a certain moment in the meditation, you breathe in the pain or the problem of another person. You pull it out of their body. You pull this like black smoke pain out of their body, and then it comes into the space in between you. And then you breathe it in and it goes into your body. And then the black smoke goes down to the diamond in the rose in your heart. And the wisdom transforms the black smoke immediately. Boom, all of it. It transforms it from negativity, a problem, and it turns it into wisdom, understanding. So in your mind, you're transforming somebody else's problem. You're willing to take it from them, and then you turn it into wisdom. And then you give that wisdom you give that wisdom to the whole world, to the whole universe in the form of light. And then you give it to that person. Like, and then they have this moment of happiness. And that's what you do, okay? That's how you do the meditation. How does it help? Well, if you cultivate in your own self a willingness to take away another person's problem, what's that going to do to you, you know? It's going to make you into a bodhisattva. It's going to make you into the kind of person who has a habit of taking away other people's pain and bringing it into yourself. But a real practitioner of this kind of meditation understands that the problem doesn't have any nature of its own. So that's why you have the rose. The rose is your compassion, your willingness to take the problem. The diamond in the rose in your heart is your wisdom. That's your understanding that everything is coming from seeds. So that problem is also coming from seeds. So you're trying to take away any problem that existed from its own side, destroy it, turn it into, you can only destroy that kind of problem with the understanding that it doesn't come from its own side. And that understanding is the only thing that's going to eliminate all problems. So then you give that understanding to the whole universe. And everybody, when they receive that wisdom, they have a moment of understanding themselves. So you're planting a seed by doing this visualization, where you're giving everyone in the universe a momentary glimpse of the true nature of reality. And you're doing it with a method that is soaked in compassion, because you want to take away the problems that other people experience. So the real way, what's happening is that you're planting very beautiful, very powerful seeds in your own mind by doing this meditation. You're planting seeds to have the ability to take away other people's problems as a habit, as a default. And you're planting seeds to share wisdom of emptiness and to have wisdom of emptiness. So I personally believe that Tonglen meditation is possibly one of the best meditations to help get the seeds to see emptiness directly, because you're with the wish for enlightenment in your mind, because you're combining compassion and emptiness understanding in one visualization. So does it truly work to take away the other person's problem? I think that's what you're asking. And so that's another story, right? Where does the other person's problem ultimately come from? You have to think about it like, I don't know what that other person sees. Maybe they are some kind of enlightened being trying to help me, but I can verify that I see this other person with this problem. So I am destroying that seed with my understanding. I am destroying that negativity with my understanding. So maybe somehow, by doing this work in your own mind, you're going to get that problem away. That's deeper. Okay, you have to think about this one. But this problem is something that you are perceiving. You don't know what that person perceives. You don't know for sure. Okay, you got to work with what they're telling you. So maybe if you work on it in your own heart, it's going to help. Okay. And it's going to turn you into the kind of person who sees emptiness directly, with the wish for enlightenment and the wish to help all beings. It's a good meditation, good visualization. Gulma. Here we go. I have another question here. We have an ultimate goal and many other goals, including financial ones. Oh, yes. I know life is impermanent. Yep. What is the best meditation to practice? We focus daily to achieve all of them at once. Is the 4-space meditation or characteristic qualities meditation sufficient for everything? I don't know. I think that it depends on you. What do you feel connected to? If you're doing any of those meditations every day, you're freaking amazing. Like, don't get too stressed out. Like, which one is the best one? If you're doing Tonglen, that's amazing. If you're doing 4 spaces, amazing. If you're doing Chi Chedrak, quality characteristic, what am I going to say? Amazing. All 3 of these different kinds of contemplations and visualizations are going to strengthen your understanding of emptiness. According to my teacher, if you have a strong understanding of emptiness, the seeds that you do plant now are going to ripen more quickly and more powerfully. That's what I understand to be true. I think it's true. I think it's true. So any of those are strengthening your understanding of emptiness. They're all going to help you reach all of those different goals. So don't worry too much about that. Any of them. Just try to maintain an understanding of emptiness as best you can when you're doing the kind things that you do in your life. Because you're all probably doing really cool, kind things in your lives. So yeah, just try to keep an understanding somewhere in your heart or in your mind of emptiness also, and that feeling of compassion and love. And that's going to help you reach all those goals. Just do your practice. Don't worry about it. Just feel, and you can switch, you do one kind of practice for a while, then you switch to another one, get good at that one. You're just incorporating all of these ways of exploring ultimate reality deep into your psyche, into your mind. And that's all going to benefit you. That's all going to benefit you. So different practices over time are each going to help your mind in their own way, and will help you reach your goals. So just keep being kind. Good question. Hi, Professor Nick. I'm in the period of confusion, feel lost and lonely. It seems like there are some things to do, or quite a few things to do. After trying for a certain thing for a while, it makes me feel that it is different from what I have imagined. Okay, currently I feel like I'm at a crossroads. I don't know how to choose which lane to go, how to start with the new chapter. What can I do? This question is very vague. So you're asking a question in very vague terms, which is fine. But if you need personal advice, maybe you also need to talk to somebody. So, this is a place where we have 350 people. So I don't suggest sharing all the details of your personal struggles. But if you have somebody in your, like a friend or a Dharma, whatever, a friend with whom you can discuss these things, that's great. I will tell you, based on your question, loneliness, confusion, lost. Probably the first step is to do any kind of volunteer activity on a regular basis to get out of yourself and just purely focus on helping others. This is like a beautiful time to find an hour a week to volunteer in a homeless shelter or a soup kitchen, or a hospital, like a place where there's really needy people. I used to go to the prison. Maybe I can start again. Those people were lonely. So I was really helping lonely people. Just do something that's going to put you in a situation where you have to purely focus on other people. And that's going to be the best cure for this kind of situation. So as for the details, of course, you don't know which decision to make. I think if you work, like, try to get out of yourself and try to help other people, it will become clear. Of course, the seed answer is also help other people find their way, help other people make decisions or have clarity, be available for other people to discuss their own confusion about decisions that they're trying to make. How's that? Oh man. Oh, Dorothy is an excellent volunteer translator for Pure Gold. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Amazing. However, I would say, to answer your question, maybe something a little bit less cerebral. Like, Pure Gold is so much intellectual work with the mind. Sometimes it's hard to be present in the way of just purely thinking about others. So I would say try just a more simple job volunteering. Like, in the US, we have Meals on Wheels. You just, like, preparing food, one thing after another, to give to homeless people. If you don't have homeless people, you can probably find something like this. Just try it. Just try it. That can be your meditation for that day, or and then you can do good coffee meditation. Just feel happy about this, and don't worry about you. Just think about the other people for that moment. I'm not saying I can do it, okay? I'm just saying that's the best answer. Somebody asked me, do you have a specific way of organizing a large amount of work in a day while also balancing them with family life? I don't know if I'm good at this yet. I'm really trying. Yes, practically speaking, okay, on a purely practical level, scheduling is extremely useful. Making a detailed moment by moment schedule. This is what Geshe Michael does. Okay. This is the gentleman who is only teaching seeds. Okay. He also makes a schedule for every minute of his day. He has it planned, exactly what he's going to do. When you have a family, there's some things that are unpredictable, but scheduling is a very, very, very powerful tool to help us balance a large amount of work. And I struggle with it. I struggle with it, especially on Mondays, personally. Like, after the weekend, it's hard for me to get my head back wrapped around a detailed schedule. I'm always, like, tired. Make sure to give yourself schedule time for breaks. Schedule time for yoga or exercise. Schedule time to take care of yourself is what I'm saying. Schedule time to make healthy food. And schedule time to be with your family. And then don't break your commitment. From this time to this time, I will be with my family. Okay, that counts. From this time to this time, I am working. Be very strict about it. Okay, and then for seeds, you have to give other people your time. You have to be flexible where you can, That's the other part of it, I make a schedule, but then when somebody needs me, I am very I'm nice about it. I'm like, okay, change my schedule if I can. If somebody really needs me, then I'd be kind about it. I don't yell at them. No, it's my schedule. Leave me alone, Sometimes you have to be tough about it too. But yeah, plant seeds by being kind, by giving people time. You can schedule time to give people your time. Schedule 1 hour to babysit for somebody else, or take opportunities to help other people to have more time as well. Look for those opportunities. I look for other busy parents. I love when I find busy parents and they say, can you watch my kid at the same time I'm watching my own kid? I'm like, yeah, I'm already watching my kid. I can watch too. I'm not working anyway. I try to double up. Go play on, WeChat or Instagram or whatever. Do whatever you want to do. I'll watch your kid. All right. That's my take. What's your take? These are fun. I like that you guys are asking me like DCI style questions. Because my brain is too tired for, difficult philosophy questions. But you're welcome to ask me difficult philosophy questions as well. We can struggle through it together. Let go. Is there another way to say let go in Chinese besides feng song? My dog, his name is Feng Xia. Okay, that's good too. Feng Xia. My dog, his name is Jaru. And he's a herding dog, he herds the sheep together. He runs around to keep everybody together. And he came with this name Jaru. We didn't know what Jaru means in Korean because he came from Korea. So we're like, oh, maybe it's Chinese like Jaru, like join together, Jaru. But then I was sitting next to a Korean lady on a plane. I was going to China or Japan or something. And she told me, I said, this is my dog. His name is Jaru. She said, oh, that's such a perfect name for him. He's so beautiful. I showed a picture. I said, yeah, what is Jaru? What does it mean? She said, oh, it's a perfect name for a dog. I said, what does it mean? She said, it means this white bag for carrying rice. I said, my dog's name is Rice Bag. Okay. Anyway. You guys have any questions? I can tell stories all day. I love telling stories. But we won't learn anything from my silly story. Maybe when I'm teaching or something.
和放松接近的是喜悦和享受。尼克老师。
有了。
That's cool. Yeah. Well, pick the one that has the most beautiful characters for your brand. The most beautiful Chinese characters.
那莲花呢？莲花
That's nice.
或者品莲，品味的品，莲花的莲。 优莲，优质的优，莲花的莲。
I mean, that sounds great to me. All right, I'm going to go to the next question.
感恩老师。
Nous pouvons parler un autre temps. Okay. Irivor says, Hola, Irivor. Could you begin to explain the six flavors of emptiness? Everything is coming from one seed. You're talking about one seed, okay? That's flavor number 4. Same seed. And that's really deep. That's really deep. That's mind-only school. So 6 flavors of emptiness. Amazing, amazing teaching by Geshe Michael. If you can find it on the knowledge base, listen to it. 6 flavors of emptiness. Very deep, very beautiful. It's about a progressively deeper understanding of the meaning of the term emptiness as it is used in the Buddhist philosophical schools. And the first flavor is very simple. It's just like everything is changing. You know, things are empty of staying the same. Nothing could possibly ever stay the same. Things are empty of that. So it's deep already to be in touch with an understanding of that fact. Why? That's deep because we tend to interact with the world in a way as if certain things don't change. They just kind of stay the same. And when we start to understand impermanence on a deep level, we will start to change our behavior and our understanding. So that's the first flavor. And then it gets deeper and deeper, right? And then we get, because I have other questions, I'm not going to teach the 6 flavors right now, but the one you're asking about is same seed, okay? I believe that's number 4. And that is, when I look at my glue, this is my example. When I look at my glue, like it's not even just that, it's not like I'm over here and then like I am spitting some seeds and then the glue is coming from a seed, you know, and that's kind of somehow happening outside of me. It's like Mind Only School is saying, that's not it. It's not like you are projecting glue like that. It's like there is this flow of seeds that exists that I call Nick. Okay. I call it Nick right now, but it's not Nick. I think it seems like Nick, but it's this flow of seeds, flowing seeds, opening, pop, pop, pop. And every time one opens, it's opening into me and whatever I'm experiencing. So a seed opening right now, it's opening into Nick and glue because I'm perceiving the glue, right? I'm really paying attention to you on the computer, but let's pretend I'm just paying attention to the glue. Then the seed opens and then it opens into Nick and glue. Okay. And then, and then when that seed opens, it looks like there's subject over here, you know, the guy who's doing the perceiving, an object over here, glue, which is appearing to me like, hi, I'm glue. Looks like it. But what's really happening is one single seed is opening into glue and Nick. And then it gives an illusion. It makes an illusion of a separate Nick and separate glue. But really, there is only this momentary experience of person experiencing glue. that's kind of crazy. Okay. What I'm saying is that there is a ripening of Nick experiencing glue or Nick experiencing Zoom. So it's just one moment arising from one seed. So the fourth flavor is that things are empty of being from a separate cause. Like in a moment, like an experience is empty of having separate causes. It's actually all happening. The subject, the person who's doing the perceiving, and the object, which is being perceived, is coming from the same cause. It's actually, you can picture it like, it looks like, imagine two sunflowers grow from the ground and they're facing each other, and it looks like they're looking at each other. But really, if you follow the stems, they're coming underground, they're in the same root. See what I mean? So it's kind of like that. So the illusion here at this part of the six flavors is that subject and object are coming from separate causes. And it's saying that actually, and it's very trippy, it's very like psychedelic. It's saying that things are coming from the same cause. So there's not truly a separation between the state of mind, which is perceiving something, and the thing which is being perceived. So I think there's something about that that helps us to understand how seeds work, like why seeds work. Because somehow the subjective state of mind and the object are connected. They're the same. And somehow that's connected to how seeds work. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so if we want more discussion on the six flavors, I would suggest you listen to his classes. And if you ask somebody to teach it, maybe they will teach it. Okay, so find someone who's willing to teach it, the whole thing. But it takes time, okay? It takes time. Somebody has been practicing meditation taught by DCI for nearly 3 years, but they're bored. Yeah, I mean, spice it up. I don't know. First of all, get enough sleep, okay? Second of all, if the meditation sessions that you're doing are not feeling good for you, then you got to switch it up. Try some different meditations until you find one that's working for you. And then you got to plant seeds to have good meditation by being very cool, like being ethical, being kind. Boring is an interesting concept. I don't know. I'm like so personally, ever since I learned about seeds and stuff and emptiness, I've never been bored because there's like way too much to learn and to do in order to change myself from this guy that I am now into a person who's no longer suffering. So I think if you work on your renunciation, and then you can approach your meditation from a perspective of excitement because it's going to help you. My dog just showed up. What is it, Jeru? Old rice bag. Bolsa de arroz. Sac de riz. So, yeah, I don't know. I would say try to work on your motivation. Try to think about what's at stake. Like it's actually kind of a big deal. And when you have some of those, when you really can slow down the mind and quiet the mind, it feels really good to be able to unplug your mind from thoughts. It's kind of like the first time you ever really relaxed in a long time or ever. So we kind of need it, you know? So yeah, be patient with your meditation practice. And if it's boring, then find a different meditation. Do some analytical meditation upon philosophical conundrums that you have not yet solved. And if you have already solved all of the philosophical problems that you have questions about, come to the mixed nuts so that you can learn more challenging philosophical problems. Here, somebody asked me a question about economic stuff. I like to answer these questions because I too have financial goals. And I want to answer your financial questions so that I too can have financial prosperity. According to the law of seeds, the economic downturn is also something we have created. It was created through collective seed planting, right? Yeah, for sure. So if I keep planting seeds of generosity that increase others' wealth, can I create local prosperity? Heck yeah. Yeah, do it. You can create global prosperity. It's all coming from seeds. Just as I was discussing when we were talking about Tonglen at the beginning of this question and answer, like on some level, whatever problems you're seeing in the world, that's your perspective for whatever reason. So you don't truly know what other people are seeing. So if you are, and that's all you need to know. If you are seeing a poor economy, an economic downturn, then you can plant the seeds to change it so that it will be different. And you can plant the seeds that your community and your country and your planet will also experience an economic turn. And I think personally that having the motivation to see the whole planet wealthy and successful, that vision, that motivation is going to be one of the things that helps you a lot to turn it around. Having that kind of motivation is going to help you plant. It's going to help you plant really powerful seeds to see the economic turnaround that you're looking for, and that I'm looking for, that we're all looking for. In my country, healthcare costs just went up 33% or something like that. Almost, maybe a little less, 30%. Healthcare, like you need healthcare, and the cost just jumped tremendously. And it's really scary, you know. So we got to plant the seeds to turn it around. So I have a vision that everyone in the world will have healthcare and they don't have to worry about it. And there's no reason that, you know, we can't have a vision where everybody in the world is prosperous. So it's really important that we let go of the kind of mindset that there's not enough to go around. And we have a mindset that everybody can eat. Everybody can have abundance. Okay, that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts for this Q&A session. It's been a pleasure to have the opportunity to be here with you all. I love doing this. I love the chance to see you and to answer and to discuss. This is one of my favorite things to do in the whole world. So thanks for humoring me and sitting here with me while we do this. Now take a break, and we will have Geshe Michael return to talk cataloging together. And I have some stuff I'm going to try to bring up with him. Let's see how it goes. Thank you. Thank you for translating too. Thank you. Thanks, Marina. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, whoever Luan Vu who is translating, and everybody else who's translating. Very grateful. Thank you for your awesome questions. Irvivor, are you teaching a group over there? I see you. Looks like you're teaching. I'll ask you later. Maybe he's translating it to Spanish. Muy bien. I'm taking a break. Hey, thanks, Kading. I hope you feel better soon. Don't be sick. It's boring. Translating. Oh, you're translating. Cool. I hope that people can understand Chilean Spanish. I can't.
Hello, I'm Connie O'Brien, president of the Yoga Studies Institute. And for my poem today, I've chosen one from Hafiz. He is a 14th century poet from Shiraz, Persia, and he lived through some very turbulent times. He was the son of a baker who chose to study with a Sufi master, and indeed he became a Sufi master himself. The poem I chose is called Asking for the Hand of Marriage. When someone becomes really quiet in this world, really quiet, those who are not may turn to them. Even from behind a wall or from a great distance. It's like a touch that they, the unstill, want. A touch that comes from the invisible, comes from the intimate region of the benevolent spirit in someone who is in true peace. Unknown to most, one asks for the hand of marriage wherever their gaze falls. I have to stop myself here. Sometimes I just cannot help but to cheer something that has never quite been put into words before. As that last line about a marriage, we are always seeking. So that's all I can say now. If there's something in your mind obstructing your vision, then let someone who can see read all this to you. The sunflower's heart is not detectable to most, but you know what it does. It so gladly turns, offering its body towards its lover, the sun, all day long. So why I chose that poem? It's because it speaks of peace to me. It speaks to me of the great peacemakers throughout time. These people who have put to rest all the anger in their hearts to become a place where only loving exists. It's the story of the lover beckoning the beloved dropping everything under the lover's gaze of peace, being irresistibly drawn into a union. So beguiling is that thought that even Hafiz pauses to revel in the joy of it. So in the heart of someone in true peace, someone in stillness, even the angriest person in the world comes to peace. Like the sunflower in the sun, across time and distance, the heart of a great peacemaker is like a magnet to me. They provide a unilateral disarmament of my greed, my pride, jealousy, anger, and even the sense of separation from others. And so it's this capacity that they have with their completely still and peaceful minds that withdraws all war, all anger, all fighting, everything that speaks of disharmony. Thank you, and Happy New Year's to everyone.
I can hear her heartbeat from 1,000 miles, and the heavens open every time she smiles. When I come to her, and then I belong. When I run to her like a river song, she give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She got a fine sense of humor. I can hear her heartbeat from 1,000 miles. And the heavens open every time she smiles. When I come to her, and I belong. When I run to her like a river song, she give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She got a fine sense of humor. When I'm
Well, well, well. Back again. You guys are still showing up for our cataloging session. That's amazing. We're grateful.
I'm
That's
sure they'll leave
beautiful.
any minute.
What's that? Oh, yeah, it's a
I'm
good
sure
point.
they'll
We
leave
can
any
scare
minute. They
them.
just wanted to hear the music.
I'm sure we can scare them away if they saw. If just the theory of sitting through a cataloging class doesn't scare them away enough.